Rav. I cannot hear you. 1 second. Hello? Can anyone hear me? I can't hear anybody.
Only hear you.
Ah, there we go. 1 second.
Hello, hello. Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, here we go. Okay. So we're going on now in the Gemara. The Gemara says, V'chi me'achar shezeh tofus ve'omeid, v'zeh tofus ve'omeid, shvua zu lama. Now, l'chora, what exactly is the question? It's a good reason to have the shvua. They're both tiny kula shali, and a shvua is there to smoke out the chakran. They both can't be both kula shali. So based on their tainas, let Basin throw the shvu at them. What is the Gemara asking when it says zet tofus shvu zulama? Why is the tfisa important? L'chora, let's throw the shvu based on their tainas. And there's a good reason to throw the shvu. One of them is probably lying. Comes the Rabbi Yonasan Milanil, which we have a copy here. Here. Rabbi Yonasan Milanil says, "V'chimacha shezet tofes shvua zulama. Halo kevan shezet tofes chetzi atalis biyado, v'zeh chetzi nomi biyado, v'kol echad ve'echad b'ma shebiyado nikra motzi mechavero. Lama anu matzrichin lishova al davar shu machzik biyado." So how did you guys understand what Rabbi Yonasan Milanil is trying to tell us? What's the kasha of the Gemara? Why should there not have been a shvua? Anyone with a pshat? Did you guys see the Marmakomos today?
I think why should they have to take a shvu on something that they're muchzak in? They're muchzak alone. Why should they have to take a shvu to get it?
Okay. So, l'chora, maybe we can even say a little bit more. Okay. Dahainu, it's almost like a memon of shach. Each one is muchzak in chetzi, which means if I want to get from the other guy what he's muchzak in, hamotzi mechavero olav haraya, and I don't have a raya. So the shvua is not moil to be motzi from the other guy. it can't take out the other half from the other guy. And the half that I'm muchzik on, the other guy needs a raya. And without a raya, I remain with that chetzi. And I don't need a shvua to keep what I'm muchzik on. So memanav shach, what's the shvua for? As toeles to take out from the other guy, it's not enough. I need a raya. And on my half, I don't even need a shvua because I'm muchzik. Im kain, al pi dine shvua and dine muchzakos, there's no siba for the shvua. That's the Gemara's kasha when it says zet tafus v'zet tafus. Mimonav shach, there's no siba for the shvua over here. We're going to do a yachloka without a shvua. So shvua is lama. Therefore, the Gemara says in a chinami, the shvua in the Mishnah is not a shvua midin, but it's a takanas chachamim shlo yeh kol echad ve'echad holech v'tokev b'taliso shel chaveiro. That the chashash is that maybe one of them is coming to steal the talis, and therefore, as a takanas chachamim, we need the shvua. Okay. Now, the Gemara, after Rabbi Yochanan answers, Shvua zu takanas chachamim mishlo yeh kol echad ve'echad v'tokef taliso shel chaveiro ve'yomer shelihu. The Gemara asks, v'neima migu de choshed amamona choshed nami yashvuasa. Wait a second. If Rabbi Yochanan, well, let's look at Rashi. Rashi explains, v'neima migu de choshed amamona choshed ashvuasa. A Rabbi Yochanan parich the Amar chashduhu rabbanon shelo yelich v'tokif taliso shel chaveiro the Amar shelihu. Since we just saw the shita that we're choshed that he's going to be tokif taliso shel chaveiro, im choshed hu bekach choshed hu nami lishova. If he's choshed on to steal the talis, we should be choshed him also on the shvua. Now, this Rashi seems pretty straightforward, except for the way he starts. Rashi starts ad Rabbi Yochanan parich. Now, I don't know about you, but that's fairly obvious. There is no other Manta Amar in the Sugya. We just bring that we had a kasha. Rabbi Yochanan gives a teretz shvua zu takanas chachamim he. And now the Gemara has a kasha on that. And Rashi says, ad Rabbi Yochanan parich, as if that was a chiddush that we're asking on Rabbi Yochanan. L'chora kasha. Someone give Evan one of these. Okay, so what is Rabbi Yochanan? Well, why is Rashi telling us about Rabbi Yochanan, that this is a kasha dafka on Rabbi Yochanan? What was I thinking? Okay. So let's look at the next marmakom. Thank you, Evan, for the marmakomos, by the way. The Radbaz in the Shita. Now, he doesn't start from here. He starts actually from the very beginning of the Sugya 5 lines ago. Vim Taimar, my parich, v'ha parish Rav Papa le'el deshvuzu mishum demoyer v'amar. The Radbaz is a different kasha. Radbaz says, I don't understand what the kasha of the Gemara is. Because already back on Beis with Beis, Rav Papa already addressed the Shvua in the Mishnah and told us that it was about a Mora Heter. Back on, actually it starts on Beis with Aleph. And Beis Amud Aleph, Amar Rav Papa, he brings down the Shvua. He says, Reisha Mitzia, Seifa Mekachum Memcha B'tzricha. And he brings down, Rav Papa does, and says the Shvua is there in case of a Moreh Heter. So why in Hayamid Beis is the Gemara now asking as if it forgot what we did on Beis Amud Aleph, which is another raya that our pace is of understandable and accepted pace, because by the time you get to Hayamid Beis, you forget what you learned already on Beis Amud Aleph. And what is the kash of the Gemara? We already addressed this on Beis. So the Rabbah says, Kamet Dvarim Nemru B'zeh. So there's three mahalchim that he says he saw to address this issue. Ikamanta Amar Sugya Dila El Pligia Sugya Zu. Visugyan Leis Leder of Papa. Ela Da'iri Masnis Nafilu Ika Vadai Ramai. Umishum Hachi Parich. Okay. So excuse me. So the first mahalach he says is that this sugya, the maksha, was actually cholek on Rav Papa. The maksha did not hold from Rav Papa. He held that despite the fact that Rav Papa said the shvua was about a moreh heter and not a ramai, that the maksha held that the Mishnah was addressing a ramai and the shvua was also going on a ramai, and therefore he was docher of Papa's mahalech and wants to start from scratch, and says, "What is the reason for this shvua? Because I don't hold of Rav Papa." That is one mahalech. Okay. V'ikamanda Amar shehakol midivrei Rabbi Yochanan v'havi kilo Amar Rabbi Yochanan v'chimeacha shezet tofes v'chulei. So this mahalach is actually brought down by the Ritva Chadashim. The Ritva Chadashim holds this. Look at the Ritva Chadashim in the Kovetz, where he says that there wasn't a maksha, and then Rabbi Yochanan came to answer. Rabbi Yochanan introduces his shita with this kasha, but it's all Rabbi Yochanan. And Rabbi Yochanan is basically not that it's a machlokes hasugyas, not that there was the maksha, the Gemara was cholek on Rav Papa, but Rabbi Yochanan was cholek on Rav Papa, and Rabbi Yochanan introduces his shita kiviyachol with a kasha. He starts off, well, why do we make this shvua? Let me tell you, it's kidei shelo yitfos talisa shel chavero v'chulei. So that's another mahalach, not to have a machlokes hasugyas, but it's simply machlokes Rabbi Yochanan and Rav Papa. And the way that Rabbi Yochanan introduced his shita was with that kasha. Okay. Then he says, "V'ika lefrushi, the man de parachachi lo shmile Rav Papa." Okay. So he says there's another mahalach, and that is that the maksha, had he heard of Rav Papa's pshat, then he wouldn't have ever asked the kasha. But he never heard of Rav Papa's pshat. We're in a different base medrash. Rav Papa was in Bavel. I don't know, Rabbi Yochanan is in Eretz Yisrael. Be that as it may, he didn't hear Rav Papa's pshat. So he didn't hear Rav Papa's pshat. So he asked, hey, why do we make a shvu in the Mishnah? Now that explains the maksha. What about the Metartzon, who brings in now Rabbi Yochanan's shita? He heard of Rav Papa. So there he says, Uman de Mishani, so the one who answers, Mishum de Taima de Yohiv Rabbi Yochanan Odif Tfei. He held that Rabbi Yochanan's teretz was a better teretz to the kasha. Afilu heicha deika vadei ramai, mishani leiket Rabbi Yochanan. Because even if there's a vadei ramai in the Mishnah, Rabbi Yochanan addresses and says the shvu is even going with the vadei ramai. Okay, so there's three mahalchim to answer that kasha of why the Gemara asking this question, despite the fact that we already answered it with Rav Papa on Daf Beis. But I really wanted this Radbaz for the Hemshech, because the Radbaz says, Ulechol leilu ha-perushin. Any one of the three perushim you want to take, Rabbi Yochanan pligi ad Rav Papa. There is certainly a machlokas Rabbi Yochanan and Rav Papa. V'chein mashma midivrei Rashi zal lekaman. So even though this Radbaz is in the opening question of the sugya, he says that Rashi was already mirames to this machlokas in the Rashi Dibura Masl V'nema. Shekosov ad Rabbi Yochanan parich. Mashma dila Rav Papa de isle time of dishva mishum de moiriva amar halo choshed amamona. Says the Radbaz, that's the pshat in the Rashi. When Rashi says here and opens up the Rashi ad Rabbi Yochanan parich, of course ad Rabbi Yochanan parich. There's no one else in this sugya. Rashi's coming to tell us that this kasha of the way we're explaining the Shvua and the Mishnah, the kasha the Gemara just asked, but migu de chashid amamona chashid ashvuasa. That's dafka if you hold the way Rabbi Yochanan explains the Mishnah and the Shvua of the Mishnah, that it's going on a takana shlo takiv kol echad talisa shel chaveiro derech geneva. But he's being mirames that if you explain the Mishnah according to Rav Papa, then this kasha does not exist, because according to Rav Papa, we're not talking about a Ramai. According to Rav Papa, we're not talking about a Gazlan. According to Rav Papa, we're talking about a Shvua on somebody who's more a heter, and the kasha of Migu de Chasher Amona Chasher Ashvuasa does not apply to the teretz of Rav Papa. That's how the Radbaz understands why Rashi added those three words in his piece on the kasha. Okay, great. So, okay. Now, the one second. Okay. On this Gemara's kasha, the name of Migu de Chashd Amona Chashd Ashvuasa. What's the kasha here? Migu de Chashd Amona, and therefore what? What are we trying to get at? What is this? What is the? And if we are chashid on the shvua, so what? What is the kasha here? The pashtus is, okay, that a shvua, the yesod of the shvua we've said before, said it earlier. The yesod of a shvua is in order that the shakran will be moeded to the emes. Okay? We don't expect anyone to take a shvua sheker. The shvua is there as a threat so that the shakran will admit to the truth. So pashtus is, if you have migu de chasha amona chasha ashvuasa, and we anticipate that he's going to make a shvua sheker, so then there's no toelis for the shvua, because why am I going to throw a shvua at somebody if it's going to be no threat, if he's not going to back down, if he's not going to be molded to the emes? Even the shakran will take the shvua. That's how the Sma and Simon Tzadi Beis explains, the Ktsos and Tzadi Beis Sifkat and Aleph explains the kasha of the Gemara, that there's no toelis to the shvua if we're dealing with a chashid. Okay, that's the chor of the pashtus hadvarim. If it's chashid amamona, chashid shvua, so he's gonna anyway take the shvua, and so the threat goes away. There's no point to throw the shvua at this guy. But it seems that the Ritva has a different understanding. How did you guys learn the Ritva? Let's look at the Ritva inside. Here we go. Where's the Ritva? Where is the Ritva? Oh, bottom? Ritva. Okay. Did you guys get to the Ritva? Maybe to get to the Ritva.
Yeah, I think the Ritva was saying that it wasn't because we don't trust the guy and we think whatever. It's because it's an issue of Lifnei either, because this guy is gonna, if we're giving the Rama a shvua, he's obviously going to be lying. It's more that we're just worried about him being over on a shvua sheker rather than like for his sake rather than for our sake.
Okay, I don't know what you meant by that. You want to say it again? What you want to read inside? Go ahead. Go ahead,
Right.
Kramer. Read inside.
From V'nimim Miyud Chashamona.
From the Torah. Amar Rabbi Yochanan.
Okay, Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Shlo yeh kol echav holik v'tokef, right? Because we don't want everyone to be just going and taking everyone's palace. Perish. Right, so that jumped off my page. Tokef shalokidin mashma, right? So it's mashma that the tokef that Rabbi Yochanan is talking about is shalokidin, meaning that it's like a case, it's like they're not allowed to be taken. The Hainu de Barchinon, and then we ask on this, B'neimu migad chashamona. So we ask.
I just want to stop you, stop you for a second, right? Rabbi Yochanan never first spoke about a ganif, right? But the Ritva says that the Gemara was medayik from the lashon of Rabbi Yochanan because he said shleik lechav echad v'holech v'tokef taliso shechavero. The fact that he said tokef says in Ritva that's shalokidin mashma. The fact that you say tokef taliso shechavero, that sounds shalokidin, okay? And since the mashmos is shalokidin, it says v'hainu de parchinan. It's because of that diuk that the Gemara itself now asks the kasha. How did they know that Rabbi Yochanan's case, we're anyway talking about a chashad amamin? The Gemara understood that we're talking about a chashad amamin because the lashon of the Rabbi Yochanan was toikif. Toikif is shalokidin. He's a gazlan, and therefore the Gemara jumps on Rabbi Yochanan and says, "Oh, wait a second. If he's chashad amamin, he's chashad ashvua." Okay, continue.
The name Migu Chashamona, so that's the Gemara's question. So the Ritva explains, V'lo Narami Aleh Shua, we shouldn't be placing on him a Shua, because we should be concerned that because of us placing a Shua on him, he's going to be lying and we're going to be over Lifnei Iver.
We're going to be over Lifnei Iver, right?
Right.
Very interesting. Very interesting that he's saying over here, he's not getting into whether or not the shvua is going to be a toeles, not going to be a toeles. That's not his perspective. He says we can't give him the shvua because if we give him the shvua, perhaps Ritva l'shitasa, the way we saw he explained in the Gemara Avodah Zarah, if mistama, he's going to be over an Isser, we're over Lifnei Iver. So since mistama, if he's chashad amamona, we're choshed, he's going to make a shvuas sheker. So we as Beis Din are over Lifnei Iver if we give him the opportunity to make this shvua, because mistama, he's going to make a shvuas sheker. So the reason why we're refraining from giving him the shvua according to the shita migdal chashamana chashashvuasa is not going in whether or not there's a toelis for the shvua, there won't be a toelis for the shvua. No, we as Beis Din cannot give him that shvua if we think he's going to make a shvua sheker, because Beis Din collectively is over the isser of lifnei iver lo titein mechshel. Okay, weiter.
Uparkinon, and we answered the law. I'm reading Migu that we're not going to be saying this Migu over here. The Efshar the Bay Lemigzal, because it's possible that he wanted to steal it. The low Bay Lemigzal. Oh, right. The Efshar the Bay Lemigzal, because it's possible that he wanted to steal the low Bay Lemigzal. Ulash. Okay, fine. So he wanted to steal it, but he didn't want to be Migzal. He didn't want to steal it. Ulash Vui Lashakran. But he didn't want to do both of them, stealing and making a shvua sheker. umishua mishua modeh. And because of the shua that we're going to place on him, he's going to be modeh.
Good. So what is he answering? Say in your own words. What's he answering, the Ritva?
He's answering that even though we have issues that we're going to be over on Lifnei either, we're still going to give him the shvua, because a normal guy, he might be okay with stealing, but he's not going to be okay with stealing and giving a shvua sheker. So therefore, we assume that the point of the shvua is, like we always say, is to smoke out the chakra. So it's going to smoke him out, and then therefore it's not going to be Lifnei either, because he's not going to be making the shvua.
Great. Good. So we don't say the migu, because even though we are choshesh that one of these guys is a gazlan, but to be over gzela and shvua sheker, which is that's what he would need to be over here, because he's not yet over gzela till he walks out of Beis Din with the chayfetz. So even though he's coming and he wants to steal. He wants to steal. He hasn't stolen yet, but he wants to steal. But when I put now also gzela and shvua, and now he's got to be over both of them, that he's not willing to do. That he's not willing to do. And therefore he's going to be modeh, which takes the way of the getter of lifnei iver, which we said was mistama. He's going to be over the iser. Now we've downgraded it. We don't think any longer. It's a chash rachok now for the shvua. He still might make the shvua, but we're taking on that we don't have to be choshesh for that shvua sheker, and therefore we're not going to be over lifnei iver. Even if he ends up making the shvua sheker, we're not over lifnei iver if we don't think that he's going to be over the yiser. Okay, good. Now we're moving on, and I want to look at the Ramban. Here's the Ramban. Okay. Ramban, Kedesh lo yekol echad ve'echad holech v'tokef betalisa shel chaveiro ve'omer shelihu. Ramban has a very interesting question. Kosher lahada Amar Rav Nachman kol de'olim govar lechush shema yelech kol echad v'yitkov betalisa shel chaveiro ve'omer shelihu o shelav osahi. Okay, so what's the kasha? Right, the kasha we know that here in the beginning of the Masechta we said, right, we have whenever there's two people arguing kula, so our Mishnah says we do yachloku with a shvua, and now we're coming on to say that the shvua is not really midin, it's mishum takana, and not really have to do with the psak of yachloku, and therefore as a takana he has a question, because we have another idea when we have kula, and that is when the Gemara paskins kol dalam gavar, Rav Nachman Bar Basra. This is kol dalam gavar. Okay. So if we have the takana applied in our Mishnah to Yachloku, why don't we apply the takana hashvua in kol dalam gavar? Why aren't we choshesh shema yelik kolecha v'yikov talis shechaveiro v'yomer shelihu o shelav osahu? And therefore, in the case of kol dalam gavar, why don't we see the takana shvua over there? If it was Medina, I don't think Ramban has this question. But now that we're introduced to takanas chachamim, kadesh lo kolechad ve'echad, like the Bra Maschil says, now that we introduce this takana, so why didn't we apply the takana in another case of where kula, no one has a raya, and we have to now do kol dalim gavar? Why don't we find the takana over there? So Ramban says, Ikele meimar hasam kevan delo mizdakakina lehu lichlok beinehem mishum diika rab. Mai ef sharlachush lekach shvei ef sharlasos leem takana. Aval kan Hoil v'cholken. Kevan deleka ramai osin lahem takono. Ulefi rachzal, kevan shein echad mehem tofus ba, in lachush lekach, shein choshesh in shema yira adam amona shal chaver munach besimta v'yomer shalihu, de lo shchicha milsa, v'lo chashina. Okay. So it's interesting, Ramban. The Ramban here has two mahalchim to answer up the shaila. And we'll have to understand both mahalchim and why he even needs both mahalchim. Did anyone have a pshat in this Ramban? I don't see everybody over here. Oh, this. Anyway, it's a tough Ramban, especially a Chutz La'aretz. Forget about it. Okay, so to understand this Ramban, we have to actually look, I think, at another Ramban. If you have your Kovetz, go to your Ramban, the opening Ramban of the Masechta. The opening Ramban of the Masechta, Dibura Machsa v'Yachloku. Okay, he brings the kasha that we've seen many times. The opening kasha of the Gemara, and the kasha that the Rishonim have. Kasha lehula rabbanan zal, v'lema kol dalam gavar, ki ahu deper cheskas habatim, v'chulei. Right? Why do we have a psak of Yachloku in our Mishnah? And why in Babasra, cheskas habatim, we have the din of kol dalam gavar? Why not do kol dalam gavar over here? So the Ramban gives two terutzim. His first teretz, he says, I have it 5 lines down, Rachz al kosav sham, that the difference between the sugyas is over there in Arva lo tafsi la travayu. Mishnah says shneim adukimbo ein motzim yoda lomar kol dalam gavar. Okay, so the chiluk that the Rach makes is that here in Shnayim Ochsim, they're Ochsim, they're Tovsin, and therefore we don't take it out of their hands for Kol Dalam Gavar. We're going to go with Yachlok. Mashein came in Kol Dalam Gavar, that was different. Kol Dalam Gavar, they weren't holding on to it. It was in a Simta, it was in a Makam of Hefker, and there was no Tfis on it. There we do Kol Dalam Gavar, no one's holding on to it. Okay. He then has a Yesh Omrim. I have it as a third paragraph. The Yesh Omrim, a different teretz. Hasam hainu taima darmina kol dalam gavar, devadai ika ramai. Idemar lav demar k'darminan b'hashmaisin b'hedje b'chulei. So there's another mahalach which says the difference between our sugya and the sugya where we paskin kol dalam gavar is that the case of kol dalam gavar, there's a ramai. There's a vadei ramai. When it comes to ramai, we don't deal with that ramoim. We say kol dalam gavar. You guys fight it out. We're not good. We don't get involved when there's a ramai. Mashein kain in the Mishnah, in our Mishnah, where 2 guys are coming in, holding onto a talis, there's no vadai ramai, and therefore we are going to be misyaches to the 2 guys in front of us, and we're going to pass in the Yachlok. Okay, there's 2 mahalchim the Ramban presents. Now coming back to our Ramban by us, Ramban's 2 terutzim is going to answer up for these 2 mahalchim. So his kasha starts off, wait a second. We have Kol Dalam Gavar. Why wouldn't we see a takana of this Chsha Shema Yelech Kol Echad Ve'echad V'tokev Talisa Omer Shel Avosehu? Why doesn't that takana, and therefore the requirement of a shvua in Kol Dalam Gavar? Why don't we misakin? So he says, Ikalim Eimar, Hasam, Kevan de lo mizdakakina lehu lichlok beinayim mishum deika ramai. So he starts with the Yesh Omrim. The Yesh Omrim that back on Daf Beis says, listen, since we're talking about a case of a Ike Ramai, we're lo mizdakakina lehu lichlok beinayim. We're not getting involved. We're not going to misyaches to them. We're not going to adjudicate. We're not going involved and going to start doing achloku beinayim because there's a ramai here. We keep our hands off. The efshar lachush lekach sharei efshar lasos lahem takana. Aval kan ho v'cholkin kevan delakai haleka ramai osin lahem takana. I understand like this. Over there's a ramai. For ramais, we don't even come in and down them. We don't even come and do a yachloku for them. There's even a shita, not the Rabbanan. Ramban says over there. The machlok is whether you knas the ramai or you don't knas the ramai. But whether you knas the ramai, or according to Rabbanan, we don't knas a ramai. But takanas for a ramai, we don't do takanas for a ramai. We're not going to do takanas for a ramai. This is a takana. He says, listen, according to the Yesh Omrim, who holds in Kol Dam Gar is a Vadai Ramai. No. Efshar lasos lehem takana. We don't make takanas for Ramayim. That's a Ramai issue. We don't make takanas for Ramai. So even though the Siba, the Chshash exists, maybe somebody's going to come, Tokif Talisha Chavero, Inachinami. The Chshash exists. The Siba for the Takana exists according to that's Mahalach. But when it comes to Ramoyim, we're not going to get involved and start making Takanas on behalf of a Ramai. So therefore, according to the Amar, that explains why we don't find that Takana in Kol Dalam Gabar. That was the Fili Yesh Omrim. Continues the Ramban. Ulefi divrei rachzal, kevan she'ein echad mehem tafus ba, ein lachush lekach. Since according to the Rach, Kol Dalam Gavar in Bo Basra is different than our sugya, because our sugya, the shneim are tfusin. And in the case over there in Bo Basra, both of them are not tofes ba. So he says for the Rach, see, it's not talking about a Ramai. If it's not talking about a Ramai, so then l'chovra we're a little bit stuck, because I just told you that there's a Siba for the Chshash in the first Mahalech, but we're not going to give the Takana because we're talking about a Ramai. So that makes it a little bit different in the Rach, because the Rach says it's not because it's a Ramai over there. So in Cain, Lefi the Rach, we should have had the Takana. So he says, Lefi the Rach, we're going to have to answer something different. And he says, in the scenario of the Rach and Bo Basa, where they're both not holding on to it, we won't even have this Chshash. She'ein choshishin shema yire odam amona shechavera munach besimta v'yomer shelihu delo shchich milsa velo chayshina. The dafka, this chshash, is when someone is grabbing something. So there we say, oh, maybe he's holding on to it because he's trying to grab it away from him. But that's if he's being toughus. If this thing is sitting in the simta, if arva, or the other cases where this thing is just sitting in the simta, we're not choshesh. Maybe someone's coming into Beis Din and claiming kula shelo because he wants the thing that's sitting in the simta. Lo yira adam amona chavera munach besimta v'yomer shalihu lo shchicha melsa v'lo sheichai shinon. Since it's not shchiach, such an idea, so we're not chayshinan, and we don't make takanas in a makom de lo shchicha. So it's two very different mahalchim. How we're going to, the Ramban's going to answer up his kasha, but each mahalach goes back to the Ramban, the beginning of Masechta. What's the siba of kol dalam gavar? Where do we say kol dalam gavar? Ramai, or is it because lo tafus? And Markidis will have to answer up his question. According to the Yeshomim Ramai, so we don't make takanas for Ramai. According to the Rach, to say that there's not even a chashash. Because if there was a chashash, we should be making a takana. There's no vadei Ramai. So he has to go back and say that there's no even siba for the chashash. Okay. Those are two mahalchim in the Ramban. Then we come on to the Rashba. And the Rashba says, Shvu zu takanas chacham, memhei v'chulei. Umiu, bekol da olim govar, kevan de lo mizdaka kinan lehu ledina lechaluka, lo mizdaka kinan lehu la'ashve inhu. Okay, so what do you guys think about this Rashba? Any thoughts on the Rashba? Okay, fair enough. So, Ora, the guys are afraid to say that, probably afraid to say that, oh, this is the first mahalach in the Ramban. I know everyone's thinking that. So, I don't think it's the first shita of the Ramban, even though there are some words there that are similar, right? Because he says, "Kevan de lo mizdakakinan lehu ledina lechaluka lo mizdakakinan lehu lashbeinu." So sounds like the first mahalach. We don't do chaluka, so we don't give him a shvua. What bothers me about linking it to the Ramban is that the Ramban, more so than this idea of Chalukah Shvua, okay, his Nakuda was the Ramai. Basing it on the Yeshomrim, the idea of Kol Dalam Gavar is Ramai and Efshar Lasos Lehem Takono. We don't do takonas for Ramai. The word is the Ramai. And that point is not made by the Rashba. And the Ikar Chasam Min HaSefer. So I thought the Rashba was referring to a different idea. We had Chakira one time in the Geder of Kol Da'olam Gavar. Is Kol Da'olam Gavar a psak or a siluk? I don't know if that rings a bell or not. Looking at the faces, don't see it ringing any bells. Okay, let's go back to the text. Okay, so there's a Chakira. What exactly is Kol Da'olam Gavar? It is a psak, or is it a siluk? Ethan's looking back at his notes, way back, and he'll find it eventually. So in this Chakira of psak or siluk, so we saw a couple, well, we saw what the Achronim anyway showed us a couple mahalchim. We thought a little bit differently, based on a Chuvas Harash. Still no bells. Okay, anyway, so in this Chakira, in Kol Da'olam Gavar, was it that we're paskening kol dalam gavar. We're saying, listen, you don't have a raya, no one's muchsak. We're not going to pasken yachloku because there's no muchsakos, but we're paskening kol dalam gavar. You go, guys, take it, and the first one that gets it, it's going to be theirs, and that's our psak, kol dalam gavar. Or no. Or kol dalam gavar is not that we're paskening, you go, guys, fight it out. It's a siluk of Beis-Din. Listen, no one has a raya. No one agrees to the claims over here. No one has a shtar. There's nothing here to work with. We're misalik ourselves. We say, listen, we're dafka not paskening on the case. When you guys come and bring a raya, we can start talking. But until anyone brings a raya, we are saying we're being misalik. We're out. You go deal with it. And you know what? You guys can fight it out if you want. Not that we're paskening fight it out, but because we're being misalik ourselves, then the only thing left is that these guys are now going to go and fight it out among themselves, and whoever gets it's going to hold on to it. Now, we pointed out, the Echronim pointed out, a nafkaminas between psak and siluk. One nafkamina might be if the first one who gets it, can the second one later on grab it out of his hands? If you say it's a psak, so that would mean that the first guy who gets it, it's his, and the second guy can't grab it out. But if you say it's siluk, and Beis never really paskin, so today Reuven can get it, and tomorrow Shimon can take it out. That was one nafkamina. We had another nafkamina if we could force a shvua. In any event, the Rashba and Kimat all the Rishonim, I'll even say all the Rishonim, held, we saw that it is siluk. It's a siluk. Siluk meaning, in Kol Dalam Gavar, we walk away, we don't get involved, and we say, you know, you guys will take it up amongst yourselves, and the strongest guy, I guess, will win. But we are removing ourselves from the din. So says the Rashba, listen, when we go with Yachloku and we're involved over here in the Chalukah, so then Shvuazu Takanas Chachamim hi, we're going to get involved and we're going to mechayev the Shvua. Miu B'Kol Dalam Gavar. Kevan delom is that Gakina Le'Uledina de Chalukah. Since we're not don't get involved, we don't tie ourselves up, we don't attach ourselves. Zika, Zoikekin. We're not Zoikekin Le'Dina Le'Chalukah. So Memela Lom is that Kina Le'Hulashbinu. Because the whole word of Kol Dalam Gavar is a siluk. We don't get involved. So just like we don't get involved with a Chalukah, we don't get involved also in be mashpia them, because that's the whole point of Kol Dalam Gavar. We're not getting involved. So if we don't get involved with the Chalukah, we're not going to get involved with the Shvu either. When you guys come with a raya, then we'll talk. So I thought that's where the Rashba was coming with, that his vort was, Kevan delam is the kakinan lehuledina de Chalukah. We're not getting involved in the din over here. We don't get involved, not in the Chalukah, not in the Shvua. So 3 different mahalchim to answer up, why don't we find this takanas chachamim in Kol Dalam Gavar, despite the fact that we do have it in the Mishnah on the din of Yachloku. Okay, that is today's shir, and there will be no shir tomorrow, right? Tomorrow, Friday. We'll resume with shiurim Be'ezus Hashem on Sunday, and we'll most likely going to go into Machlokas Rishonim on the Inyanim here of the next part of the Gemara, where the Gemara says we don't hold Lo Amrina on Migu Dechash Amana Chashash Fuasa. We're going to get a little bit into that. There's a Tosfos or other Rishonim going into that. So it's nice to see some faces that we haven't yet seen in the other two shiurim. I see Ari, I see Evan, Adam. Dov still has not shown his face, although he shows up to every shiur. I don't know. Do you not get dressed? It's pretty late over there already. No, it's all right. I hope Sunday to see you. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm not sure what that means. Ari, are you at home?
Yeah, I'm at home.
My
Yeah, just got home yesterday. It's my first year.
But you made it okay back to LA? There was no problems?
It was tough, but yeah, I made it back. I made my connecting flight 5 minutes before they closed the gate.
Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem.
Yeah, Baruch Hashem.
And Yoni, when did you get back?
yesterday morning also, I was on the same flight as Ari.
Huh. Okay, nice to see you. Adam, how about you? When did you get back?
I got back on Monday, Rev.
Oh. Okay. Well, it's
The-
nice.
the quarantine-
Nice. I guess your computer was down or something. No
The
Wi-Fi.
quarantine has been great, Rev.
Oh. Okay.
We the other shoe was already all caught up.
Ah.
Ahead.
Okay, great. Great.
Bro, didn't you used to have a
Okay.
rule? No hostages?
What?
No hostages.
No hostages. No hostages. Okay. Where'd Evan go? Great cheer, huh?
6 feet, Rebbe. 6 feet.
Anyway, everyone wants to say hello again. Well, oh, 1 second. There's chats here. Hey, Rav Zimmer. Shalom Aleichem.
How are you?
Has Brisson been impacted with the virus?
Good question. Good question. My brisson, no, Baruch Hashem, I don't have it, and I'm not in bidud. But I don't know, whatever. If I'm oil in bidud, they can't do it, right? Monofshach. But this past Shabbos, I was supposed to do 2 brisson, and I got sick, actually.
Oi.
Yeah, I almost fainted before I got an aliyah earlier in the morning. So I was pretty sick. We had to call out a oil. Amen. Thank you. Yeah, I was sick a few days.
Yeah.
Well, Baruch Hashem, how's it going?
Baruch Hashem, is Yocheved there?
Yocheved? Yeah. Yocheved. Yeah.
Oh, Sarah. Where's Sarah?
There's our reunion.
Sorry.
There's a reunion. Hold on.
Who
Give
is
this to
it?
mommy. Give this to mommy. Mommy. But I hear the shiurim are going on. Baruch Hashem.
Yeah,
Torah
Baruch Hashem.
continues.
1 second. Is Sari there?
Sorry.
Sarla wants to speak to Sari. I hate to do this in front of other guys, but it's what a great opportunity. Where are you?
Sorry. Yeah. There's Mashlem.
Sarah. כן.
Can't hear. Talk. Tell what you're doing.
Who is this?
כן,
מה נשמע?
ברוך השם, מה שלומך?
ברוך השם.
She's doing, dude.
What?
She's laughing.
Tati, who is this?
This is Uri. We got David Decal, Yoni Aronowitz, Ethan Sullivan, and Ari Pollock.
Tati,
On the
what?
West
Them
Coast.
see us?
Well, I was saying now that we can't
Ah, they could see you,
these
yeah.
things to each other, so this was great. This was great. Okay. So Bez Hashem.
See me?
Okay, the kids are getting a little antsy here.
We can't do it. I can't speak. She was laughing the whole time because everyone hears her.
I don't know. Make faces at each other. I don't know why my sound's not working. Okay. Call to. I don't hear. Hello. Oh wait, did I mute you here?
Bye-bye. It was nice seeing you. Atzlacha.